time, a dish with D. That's me. Thank you for coming to this video, making yourself a priority. I am Denise. My hair looks nice today. Sorry. Okay. Because I'm getting it cut tomorrow. It always does that. When I get it cut, it behaves. So, thank you for watching this video. Today is Monday. It's still chilly here in New Jersey on a Monday morning. And today it is WWA and a weekly meeting topic. Now, we'll put it out there. I don't know if I knew this last week. I don't think I did. When I went to my workshop, I said, where's the meeting topic? I cannot find it. It's not on the app anymore. Nope. You have to either attend an in-person meeting workshop or virtual workshop to get the meeting topic. It's not printed anywhere. Now, if you know, if they lied to me, you let me know, because I looked, I could not find it. So what I did for my lovelies was I watched a virtual this morning. I did. And let's give a shout out to Beth Jane. I hope she didn't get fired. Beth Jane, she was her name was always under the techniques. I hope they didn't fire Miss Beth Jane. Beth Jane, I'm here for you, girl. I liked your meeting topic. So this week's meeting topic was basically, okay, they don't really kind of give you a title, but it's basically meal times and being so structured and eating patterns. They said this is myth busting. Now this is them saying this. This is not me. It is saying this. Do you think it's true that the best meal of the day is breakfast? Do you think it's true that intermittent fasting works better on your body and is more healthier? Do you think it's true that eating after dinner slows your metabolism is slower, so you're going to more than likely gain weight? They said all of those things are false. But they also mention that everybody's different. So these things might be true for you. Like, you might think intermittent fasting works. You might think breakfast is your best meal of the day. You might think eating after dinner puts weight on you. Because for you, it can. I always say, when you believe something in your mind, it comes to fruition. So I'm never going to sit there and say, well, you know, it doesn't work for me. Doesn't mean it's not going to work for you. So that is always something and they did mention that. But are you very structured in your eating pattern? Do you have to have breakfast a certain time, lunch a certain time, dinner a certain time? Now, I'm slightly structured like that. I've gotten better. I was always a big eat breakfast as soon as I get up girl. And then you see everybody go, no, you shouldn't eat breakfast right away. You should let yourself, give you that intermittent fasting time. So I started eating later. Well, that honestly is not working for me. So I went back to eating when I wanted to eat breakfast. When I wanted to eat breakfast, I eat breakfast. I stopped trying to do what other people say works for them, because like I said, if it works for them, it's not going to work for you. So I eat breakfast fairly early. I eat breakfast between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. And mind you, I get up at 7:30. So it's not like I've been up for a million hours. I love when the people get up so early and they don't eat breakfast till like 11 o'clock. How do you do that? Because I'm hungry. And I will tell you, I do not eat after dinner. And that is not because of those myths. It's because I had reflux many years ago. And when I ate after dinner, I would wake up, I would have acid reflux, I would have, lots of chest pain, I would have an upset stomach. So I stopped eating after dinner, because that was one of the things they told you, don't eat it after a certain time. So I didn't. So now I'm just, it's a habit. I don't think about it. Now, if Steve's making some popcorn, I'm going to have some. I don't go, oh no, it's not in my window to eat. No, I eat the stinking popcorn. If he comes in with a container of nuts, mixed nuts, I have some. So it's not like I am avoiding eating it. If it comes up, it comes up. I just don't honestly think about it until it's brought to me. And then, yeah, of course I indulge. Oh, we didn't say my weigh-in. Well, I'll get to that. Now I'm in the middle of the topic, but I will get to my weigh-in. Eating times. Now, like I said, so it's whatever structure works for you. And some people say, they don't like this. Again, you need to figure out your eating pattern, find balance and what works for you. And don't always think about, well, she says this and maybe she's right because she's been successful. Sure, she has, but you don't know the true world of hers, do you? We don't. We only know what people tell you. Always remember that. You don't know everything about them because they don't tell you everything. But figure out your own eating pattern. A lot of people like to track dinner because it's a large meal, so they work up from that, which that's a great thing too, because you know how many points you have for the rest of the day. I do kind of have a slight structure. I like to allow 6 to 7 points for breakfast, 6 to 7 points for dinner, and then 13 points for, no, that was lunch, and then 13 points for dinner. That's a little bit over. I don't always go there, but that's what I am allowing myself to go to. Now, if all of a sudden Steve says, let's go out to breakfast, does it put a wrench in my plans? Sometimes, but I sit there and I take a step back and I think, what could I have that would equal that amount of points? And if I go over a little bit, is it gonna kill me? No. Or can I bring some of my food home? I sure can. So always remember that, like, just because you order this elaborate entree, or it may seem elaborate because it's more food that you're used to eating, you don't have to eat it all. You can bring it home. That's a light bulb moment sometimes. I'm like, I could bring that home. And you can. When you eat, so I took notes. Like, when you eat is up to you, not up to anybody else. If you want to eat breakfast at 6 o'clock in the morning, eat 6 o'clock in the morning. If you want to eat breakfast at 10 o'clock, like I said, I tried to, like, oh, maybe what they do works for me, but it doesn't. Do what works for you. Find your little niche and when you want to have your meals. And if you want to have snacks, have snacks. If you can fit snacks in, fit them in. Just because somebody says, I don't need a snack, does that mean you don't need a snack? You need to do you, boo. And if you need a snack, and snacks don't always have to be incredibly high in points. Snacks for Weight Watcher people can be fruit and vegetables, which are 0-point foods. You know, you could have a banana, you could have an apple, you could have a pear, you could have a peach, you could have a plum, you could have some grapes and some watermelon. You could have some little mini bell peppers. You could have some carrots and some hummus. Okay, the hummus might have a little bit of points, but it's not tragic. You could have something. You can have half. I always try to say, sometimes when you have like those full protein bars, you can have half of one for snack. Cut it in half, save half for today and half for tomorrow. Just find, like I said, you do you and find your little thing, because it's your lifestyle. That's the key. How do I create a healthy lifestyle? My lifestyle, not hers or his, mine. And you can take little bits from everybody and tweak it and make it your own. That's always fun. But the one thing that she ran home is, when you eat with intention. Be intentional. Be satisfied. Don't eat something because you think you should eat it. Eat something because you want to eat it, and be intentional about it. Because when you have all that, you're satisfied. And when you're satisfied, you don't go looking. How many times do we go looking? Because why? Because we're not satisfied. Because we ate that because, well, it's low in points. I told you a while back, I was having this issue with eggs. I just was not feeling eggs. I wasn't. So I wasn't eating them. Because I would eat them and be like, I would eat. Now, what can I do? I have to change up what I have for breakfast. And I will tell you, last week's savory oatmeal, and it sounds weird. I know, I'll be the first to tell you it sounded weird. It was on last week's vlog, and I will link it in the iCards. I think it's up there, because it's always the opposite way I'm pointing. So I think it's up here. For that video, you can just see how easy. It's sauteed vegetables, whatever vegetables you have. And I cooked the oatmeal in broth in my little Dash rice cooker. I made the oatmeal in there. And I sauteed my veggies. Then I put my oatmeal in my bowl, and I topped it with my vegetables. And I mixed it up. And I'm thinking, I don't know about this. It tasted like stuffing. I was... Again, something different. I bought these waffles, which, was that in the same vlog? It was. I'm pretty sure it was in that vlog. I went to ShopRite because I saw somebody eat these. They're gluten-free waffles, which, if you know anything about gluten-free, waffles and pancakes, but they're made from, like, do you ever hear the company like Brazilian cheese bread, like that type of bread? Well, apparently, which if you go to Trader Joe's, they have Brazilian cheese bread bites. They're gluten-free because Brazilian bread is gluten-free. So these are Brazilian Brazzi bites. That's the name of the company, and they make waffles. And I had a cheese one, and I was like, oh, that sounds so good, because I love me a good cheese waffle. So I picked those up. And what was the story behind that? I don't remember. Oh, something different for breakfast. So I had that yesterday or Saturday. It was yesterday. I topped it with eggs and bacon and avocado. I made an avocado toast. Yes, it was a little bit higher in points, but honestly, it was just different. And it was exciting to eat it. So again, I felt satisfied. And I absolutely loved it. So again, you just really need to sit there, and for eating the same foods a lot, it's kind of like, You want to be excited about your food. I say this all the time. You want to be excited about eating. You don't want to be like, yeah, I'm eating this. It's low in points. But you're leaving there, and that's when you go and you pick because you're not satisfied. We need that satisfaction. We need to have that stuff. Oh my gosh. There's no right eating pattern for everyone. Everybody's eating pattern is different. Like I said, if you don't like lunch and you don't eat it, then don't eat it. But don't eat it because somebody told you that they don't eat it. So you think, well, she's not eating lunch, maybe I should eat lunch. No, if you want lunch, and lunch doesn't have to be, again, meals don't have to be elaborate. They can be basic. You see my lunches, most times it's vegetables and dip. And maybe I'll throw a piece of chicken in there. It's not like I'm not having a sandwich all the time. I do have the occasional sandwich or wrap, but I just don't all the time. So everything is different. When I don't feel that hungry for a huge meal, but I know I want something more snackish, I usually make like I call it girl lunch. It's just a little snack plate of just vegetables and dip. Like sometimes there's a cheese stick in there. It's just, and it is, I absolutely love it. It's kind of like, just picking. Like, back when we were, growing up, my mom always had meat, cheeses, crackers. Anytime people came over, she was always able to put something out. Like back then we called it pepperoni and cheese. Like now it's called charcuterie, but we called it pepperoni and cheese. She used to have, I still have her container. It had little, like, around the holidays, she would always fill that up. And people came over, she'd bring out the container, put it down. There was pepperoni, sharp provolone, super sod, and hot super sod. And different, I think there was like a cheddar probably in there and some crackers. Never any vegetables. That's why I have a weight issue. But like things like that, you could always have like turkey pepperoni. You could have, string cheese to me because it's easy and it's measured. I take it out and I can chop it up. I love those little packs of olives that I get from Thrive Market. I can throw that on my plate. Little packs of artichokes, the lupini beans. I love prepackaged food because you know why? I don't think. I know these are 2 points. Dump that sucker out. I know these. It makes life easier for me, and that makes me enjoy the types of eating much more. Try meal planning with purpose. Now, not meal planning structured. Meal planning with purpose. I like to meal plan points, like I just said. Have these points set out. And I have certain things structured. Like there's going to be a day of chicken thighs. There's going to be a day of chicken breast. There's going to be a day of ground this or a taco day. There's always something that I could pull from in my pantry that I know that I can make. I don't sit there and say we're going to have this on this day and this on that day because that's not me. I try to do that. Just not me. What do I feel like today? I have this protein. What can I do with it? Well, let's switch out for this protein. I have a turkey tenderloin in the freezer. We'll have that. I have a pork tenderloin. Let's have that. Let's do a balsamic glaze. Let's do a mustard glaze. So always have those healthy options in your freezer, in your pantry that you could pull together for a quick meal. It's like I try to be, I call it loose planning because you're planning, but you're not planning. Because the thing when we're too structured is when we don't stick to anything. And then when we don't stick to it, we're like, oh my gosh, I didn't stick to it. I'm a loser. I'm not going to ever do this. Why do I even try? Why do I bother? I buy all these bells and whistles and nothing ever works because we're putting ourselves in a shape that doesn't fit. Would you put a square in a circle? It wouldn't go in. So don't be something that you're not. As much as you see people who do it that are successful, that's just not you. And does it make it wrong that it's not you? No, it doesn't, because it's not you. Be you, do you. Okay, I did kind of, yeah, it's basically saying try to be a little bit less structured in your eating. There's no right time or no right eating pattern. Everybody's time and eating pattern is different. What works for you? For me, we've always eaten between 5 and 6 o'clock. That's just how it always is. So when I weight loss it doesn't mean I'm going to eat at a different time. How do I structure the rest of my day around that? So that's what a lot of people were definitely talking about. We're starting with dinner and getting that in. Like I say a lot of times too, they also mentioned if you're going out, check the menu prior. Now there's spontaneity. Like all of a sudden you planned this, but you got an offer for dinner. Take that offer for dinner and go with it. And just remember what you had, what you were going to eat for dinner. What could you pick at that restaurant that would match that? And if it doesn't, half. You bring half home. When they bring the meal out, can I please have a container? And they will be, sure. They're always good like that. Put it away, put it in the container, move it off to the side. Because sometimes if it sits on that plate as you're talking, you just keep picking at it. I do, because I conversationally, and I'm Italian. That's what we do. So that is this week's topic. Last week's topic was a little bit about how do we make weight loss food or weight loss journey food affordable, because it's, a lot of things, food is expensive these days. Eggs are ridiculous. So a lot of hints were, and I'll give you a quick little synopsis, was buying in bulk, going to bulk places and buying it and cutting it down. Like this one lady gets a pork tenderloin, she makes a roast, she makes chops, she makes cutlets, she makes cubes. She just gets one big loin and gets how many meals out of that. So yeah, buying in bulk, if you could afford to do it, is very helpful. You can get ground chicken, ground turkey in big packs. You just take them home and you individualize them for you. Going to Aldi, places like Aldi and like discount grocery stores are helpful, because it's ridiculous. I mean, the price in eggs between Aldi and my grocery store is close to $2 a dozen. That's insane. I do not suggest you get chickens, because people ask me, your friend Joan has chickens. Do you want chickens? No. I will pay whatever it has to. I can't get attached to any more animals. I would get very attached to them, and they would be my pets, not my workers. And I can't do it. I get attached to the bunnies in the yard. So I can't, and Bailey would go absolutely crazy with the chickens. And honestly, do I really feel like working for my food? I don't. No, I don't. I can go to Aldi and pay, I think they were $2.49 a dozen. I can do that. That's worth it to me. $5 a week. That's like, yeah, I can't. But if you do it, more power to you. Fist bump. So it's basically how to get affordable. And a lot of people grow their own, produce. Again, if you don't want to do the work, you shouldn't do it. So I don't. So will I change someday? I don't know. I've never been the kind that always wanted. My grandparents used to have a garden in our backyard. My parents did it very briefly. It's a lot of work. It's just not putting them in and let them grow and picking. You got to tend to them. And with where I live, between the bunnies and the squirrels, it'd be a fighting battle every day, because the amount of bunnies and squirrels in my yard is crazy. And it would just, yeah. But like I said, if you do it, more power to you. Just know who you are. Know who you are with everything. So definitely the takeaways were, how do you eat more affordably? And a lot of it was buying in bulk, going to discount stores. And sometimes it was just, I know this was not a very popular opinion, but cooking things yourself versus buying prepared meals, because you're buying those prepared meals. Number one, you're getting killed in calories and sodium and fat, where if you could make that same meal yourself, you would cut all that to nothing, and you get so much more bulk for the, and volume for what you're paying. And that's hard because a lot of us don't feel like doing it. And I get that, I do. That's why I try to give you ideas that are easy and doable, and not so like, oh my gosh, I don't want to do that. It's going to take me 20 minutes in the kitchen. We've been there. We've done that. We're at the season of our life. We don't want to do it anymore. We're willing to pay a little bit extra for less work. And that's just who we are. And there's nothing wrong with that. We've put in our time, ladies, haven't we? Give me an amen for that. So that was that topic, and how to get things affordably. And like I said, that was a lot of the suggestions, was going to discount places and buying in bulk and being able to make multiple meals. So I'll bring that to you. So yes, so that is it. My way in. I apologize. I don't normally do it at the end of the video, but I was involved. How did you do this week, Dee? Well, the last week when I went, I did stay for this week's meeting too, by the way. And I asked my leader, I think I mentioned that already, about the topic. Last week when I went, I was up 0.2, which I was happy with. Was I away that weekend? I'm trying to remember what I did. No, I was not away that weekend. I was busy that weekend. Wasn't I? I'm trying to remember what I did that week. I can't remember why. I don't remember what I did. But last week we were away. So I was a little bit leery when I was going, but I don't know if I mentioned it in the rambling. I didn't feel bloated, but I didn't feel like, sometimes when you've had a loss. So I wouldn't know what I was going to expect. So when I got on the scale, I was down 0.2. So I was like, okay, I'm happy with that. I'm back to where I was. So that was a huge win for me. Down 0.2. So I still have my goal for September was to lose 2 pounds. I think I'm only down 1, which I'm extremely happy with. If that stays that way, I'm still extremely happy with it. So I have a few, because my last weigh-in for this month will be this week, because next Fridays will be the next month. So It is what it is. You know what? I'm still a winner. I don't care what anybody says. I'm happy, but we'll see what happens this week. I'm not ruling it out. I'm not ruling it out. We don't know. We don't know. It's only Monday. So I'm excited about that. I was looking at something else. Oh, challenge. I put a video up yesterday for a water challenge. So I will link that at the end of the video. So if you haven't seen that video and you're up for a water challenge, I would appreciate you having a watch of that video and commenting in there about what you like to put in your water, because people love suggestions. Not in this video, in that video. So again, thank you for watching. Let me know how your week went. Was it good? Was it bad? Was it up? Was it down? What did you think of this week's topic? Let me know what you think of this week's topic. What do you think about not being able to find it? If you're not upset about it, I say contact them and let them know you're upset about it. But like I said, I will be watching Zooms, and I will get, like I said, it's a little, not as quite, I didn't give you all the science that they give, but they definitely were myth busting, and they myth busted breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Intermittent fasting isn't the be all end all, and eating after dinner does not cause you to gain weight. They said they're all myths. So I have to get ready for Glam Squad. That's why the camera went off. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comment section below, like I said, how your week went. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't not yet, hit that subscribe button. Excuse me, join us here at Dish with Dee, where we do a weight loss, healthy lifestyle pretty much several days a week. So hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join our community on Facebook. It's all free, doesn't cost you a dime. So, and the challenge is free. Did I mention that the challenge is free? Totally free. So go check out yesterday's video, and I will dish with you another day. Bye bye, my lovelies. Have a great week. We got this, and there's no sun today.